The Texas coast offers a lot of perks for bird lovers, and one such perk is the fall raptor migration. During this time, enormous numbers of raptors, including hawks, falcons, eagles, and vultures, funnel down the Texas coast from all across the continent into a narrow flight path about 50 miles wide. This stream of birds continues all along the Gulf Coast all the way into Mexico. Raptors migrating south along the upper Texas coast suddenly find themselves faced with a large body of water when they reach the Galveston Bay. In general, raptors don't like crossing water, so they often put on the brakes when they reach the tip of Smith Point. Smith Point is located on the very edge of a long peninsula jutting out into the east side of Galveston Bay. They may spend a day or two resting here before they decide to cross the bay towards Galveston or go around. This is why Gulf Coast Bird Observatory has chosen to erect the Smith Point Hawk Watch here. GCBO is in its 24th year of raptor counting at the Smith Point Hawk Watch. Each year, the Hawk Watch runs from August 15th to November 30th. This time period represents peak fall raptor migration along the upper Texas coast. The station has a high wooden tower built there for the purpose of hawk watching. GCBO counts raptors every day during this 3.5-month period. Volunteers like Bob and Tad here sit out on the tower all day, looking through scopes and binoculars for raptors and gathering important data. There are dozens of hawk watches across the Americas and many more across the globe collecting data in the same way. Researchers use this data to monitor raptor populations, migration patterns, and species health trends. One such trend that was discovered at hawk watches was the decline of the Swainson's hawks. These majestic birds nest on the western prairies of North America, where they consume large numbers of grasshoppers. They winter, for the most part, in Central and South America. Hawk watch monitors discovered that the Swainson's hawks were plummeting in numbers. Once this was noticed and documented, biologists were able to research and find the cause. Grasshoppers were being sprayed with a certain pesticide, and the hawks that ate them were dying from it. The pesticide was taken out of the mix, and now Swainson's hawk populations are doing much better. This is a good example, although sad, of why hawk watches are an important conservation tool. But the Smith Point Hawk Watch isn't just for data collection. The station is open to the public from August 1st to November 15th and is manned from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily by GCBO volunteers. On busy hawk days, it's quite the spectacle. The annual fall raptor migration often goes unnoticed by the public. Although there are massive amounts of raptors in the sky, they're up so high it's almost invisible to the naked eye. When you focus your binoculars, you'll see that the sky is actually populated by thousands of swirling hawks. Most birds of prey are generally solitary, preferring to hunt and live alone. Migration is the one time when dozens, hundreds, or even thousands of raptors appear to flock together. Because many raptors follow the same route during migration, they are often seen in large groups. Each raptor wants to take advantage of the best thermals and other wind conditions to make their flight easier, so thousands of them may be seen in the same flight pattern when those currents are best. This creates the appearance of a coordinated flock as many raptors swirl together in what is known as a kettle. The heaviest fall raptor migration takes part in mid to late September. On some days, thousands of broad-winged hawks and other raptors migrate above the tower. The Smith Point station has recorded 23 species of raptors migrating over the years and has an average of about 55,000 birds counted annually. Although we typically record about 20 species of raptors at Smith Point, the largest percentage of birds are broad-winged hawks, whose migration peaks in mid-September. 10,000 or more of these birds can pass by the hawk watch in a single day when weather conditions are right. These birds use a different strategy than the small songbirds for migration. Instead of flying at night when it's cooler and predation is less likely, they use the rising air currents caused by the sun heating the ground to move long distances in a minimum expenditure of energy. The birds ride up thermals until they reach the point at which cooling air is no longer rising. And then, perhaps several thousand feet off the ground, they sail off for miles in the direction they want to go, gradually dropping until they reach another air current. Like all birds, raptors use stored fat as fuel during migration. and using this strategy, they can move the 4,000 miles or so between their breeding grounds and their winter grounds in Central and South America. If you're looking for something to do this weekend, consider stopping by Smith Point and checking out the Hawk Tower. You don't have to be a bird watcher to appreciate the spectacle of thousands of raptors on the move. It's one of nature's most stirring sights.